Okay, we're now going to take a look at exercise 1119 on page 635. Wardell Company purchased a mini computer on January 1, 2014 at a cost of $40,000. The computer was depreciated using the straight line method over an estimated 5-year life with an estimated residual value of $4,000. That's what we did for 2 years. Then on January 1st, 2016, the estimate of the useful life was changed to a total of 10 years, and the estimate of residual value was changed to $900. Okay, number one, prepare the appropriate adjusting entry for depreciation in 2016 to reflect the revised estimate. Okay, so this is going to take some calculations over here to the side. So I'm going to start with our cost. I believe I'll right justify these. Okay, our cost was $40,000. Okay, then we're going to want to subtract from the cost depreciation expense taken in 2014 and 2015. Okay, well, we were depreciating it using the straight line method. I'll move my screen capture over a little. Okay, the cost was $40,000 minus the residual value of $4,000. And the estimated useful life was originally 5 years. Okay, now what we're going to do, if we just entered that amount, that would give us depreciation expense for 1 year. But we want a depreciation expense for 2014 and 15 combined, so I'm going to multiply that by 2. So all that is our cost minus residual value divided by the useful life in years. That would get us the annual amount. We've already depreciated the computer in 2014 and 15. I want the total for the 2 years, so I'm going to multiply that by 2. So I get 14,400. Okay, and I want to subtract that out. So I'm going to say 40,000, the original cost, minus the depreciation already taken. And there's the depreciable cost at 1/1/16. That's how much we have left to depreciate on the computer going into 2016. Now, as we went into 2016, on January 1, 2016, the estimate of the useful life was changed to 10 years, meaning 8 more remaining. We've already depreciated it 2 years, so 8 more years in the useful life, and the estimate of the residual value was changed to 900. Okay, so our new residual value was 900. So we want to subtract that out. So our new depreciable cost at the beginning of January 2016 was $25,600 less our new residual value. That leaves us with a depreciable cost at the beginning of January 2016 of $24,700. Okay, the remaining useful life is 8 years. So this one is going to be equal to 24,700 divided by our 8 years. And that's annual depreciation expense in years 2 through, or excuse me, in years 3 through 10. And I like these little brackets here. All right, let's go back through this. Our original cost was $40,000. We're going to depreciate that though. At $40,000, the cost minus the original residual value was thought to be $4,000, divided by our useful life of 5 years, what we thought to begin with. So that would get, just that portion would give us annual depreciation expense. We're going to multiply that by 2 though, because we depreciated it in 2014 and 15. So that gives us our depreciation expense taken in 2014 and 15 totaled $14,400. If we subtract that out, that leaves us with a depreciable cost at the beginning of January 2016 of $25,600. We have a new estimate of the residual value, only $900, which we subtract from the $25,600. That leaves us with our actual depreciable cost at the beginning of January 2016 of $24,700. We'll divide that by the 8 years, and we get annual depreciation expense in years 3 through 10 of $3,088. So now we want to make our journal entry for that amount. Okay, so on this is 2016, and this is requirement 1. This is going to be on December 31. We're going to debit our expense account, depreciation expense, for the $3,088. And then we're going to credit the contra asset account to increase its balance. Accumulated depreciation dash computers for $3,088 as well. All right, that's requirement 1. On requirement 2, they want us to do the same thing, but they want us to assume that beginning in 2014, when we first placed the computer into service, that the sum of the year's digits method was used rather than straight line. Okay, so we'll have some side calculations for this one as well. Let's move down the page a little bit. I'm going to move the part you can see over here again. I know we have our similar calculations above when we used straight line. But it says, number 2 says, repeat requirement 1, assuming the company uses sum of the year's digits method instead of the straight line method. Okay, we want to do the same thing. So we'll start with our cost of $40,000. Okay, then depreciation expense taken in 2014 and 15. We'll want to subtract out. Except I'm going to do those 1 year at a time. So depreciation expense taken in 2014 and then depreciation expense taken in 2015. Let's calculate those separately. Well, to begin with, we thought that the useful life was 5 years. So the sum of the year's digits would be equal to 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, or 15. Okay, and remember, we want to take cost minus residual value times the number of years in the useful life over this sum of the year's digits. Multiply that out to get depreciation expense for a given year. So what we're going to do here, we know our denominator is going to be 15. So our rate this year would be 5 over 15. Our and our rate in 2015 would be 4 over 15. Okay, so depreciation expense taken in 2014 would be equal to our cost of $40,000 minus the residual value. At that time we thought it to be $4,000 times our rate, 5 over 15, and that gets us to $12,000. Okay, we'll do the same thing in 2015. It's equal to our original cost, $40,000, minus the residual value thought to be at that time $4,000, and then we're going to multiply by 4 over 15. And that gets us $9,600 for depreciation expense taken in 2015. So our depreciable cost at the beginning of 2016 would be equal to our original cost minus depreciation taken in 2014 minus depreciation taken in 2015. It gets us to a depreciable cost of $18,400, but we want to subtract the new residual value just like we did above. It's $900. So our actual depreciable cost at the beginning of 2016 would be equal to the $18,400 minus the $900. So left to depreciate going in over the next 8 years now. Going into 2016, we've got $17,500. So now we have 8 years. We need to calculate the sum of the year's digits again. So we have it's equal to 8 plus 7 plus 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. Sum of the year's digits is now 36. So our rate we have 8 years, so 8 over 36 will be our rate here. So our depreciation expense for 2016 would be equal to the $17,500 cost minus our depreciable cost, $18,400, minus our new residual value of $900, times our rate of 8 divided by 36, and that gives us $3,889 depreciation expense for 2016. So let's go back through those calculations as well. We began with our cost. We subtracted depreciation taken in 2014. Well, that was our cost minus residual value times our rate, 5 over 15. We also subtracted depreciation expense taken in 2015. Again, that was cost minus residual value, this time times our year 2 rate, 4 over 15. Then we subtract the depreciation taken in 2014 and 2015 from the cost. That leaves us with a depreciable cost going into 2016 of $18,400, but we will not depreciate the residual value, so we want to subtract it out. Our new residual value is 900. So that leaves us with a depreciable cost going into 2016 of 17.5. We're now going to depreciate that over 8 more years. Well, when we add up the sum of the year's digits, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, we get 36. So our rate for the third year, if you will, is 8 over 36. So to get the amount here, we just set our depreciable cost, which is our cost minus depreciation already taken and the residual value, times our rate, 8 over 36, and that gets us to our amount, $3,889 depreciation expense for 2016. So now let's make the entry. This is 2016 as well. And this part's going to remain the same, December 31st. We're going to debit depreciation expense, this time though for $38.89. We're going to credit accumulated depreciation computers for $38.89. Okay, you guys, that's the last of our videos for Chapter 11. And you'll have one other matching exercise to work in Connect Plus as well. If you have any questions, please be in touch. Thanks a lot.